More weeks have passed, and during this time, we hit 1,000. I can't thank you guys enough. Anyway, I'm pretty confident the series will probably end soon. Obviously, for sneak peeks and other things, you can join the Discord server below. The first thing I did was try to make it so that the flashlight wouldn't be facing the ground when you run. So I fixed that by adding a new animation for when you run and holding the flashlight. It's pretty much just as simple as that. Afterwards, I tried to implement stamina again. I added a bar and kind of customized it a little bit. I also made this sort of person that was running icon as like a stick man, and I just redrew it that I stole from Google. And of course, it didn't work just yet, so I'm gonna leave it here. Next, I wanted a way for the player to know what they're doing when they forget. So, I'm going to make an objective tab. For when they press tab, their current objective shows up. After some behind the scenes, it ended up turning like this. It looks really nice like this. Now, I tried my best to make a hiding system. I started out with a cabinet that's roughly around the same size as the player, and I tried my very best to make it working, but it's a ton more complicated than you may think. I didn't finish it, so this is where it's at for this one. Next, I started making a monster with a reference scale of the player's size, and also a human muscle replicant. I don't have very much to say about this. I started working on it, but then afterwards, it started to look not that good, so I scrapped it. Anyway, I still want to try out my modeling skills, so for fun, I wanted to make a shotgun. Why? I don't completely know. Anyway, this may or may not be in the game. After I was done, I exported it and imported it into Roblox Studio and gave it some nice looking colors. Also, if you haven't subscribed, you can always do so. Doing that helps the channel a lot and gives recognition for the game, instead of being a small forgotten game. So please, help out. It only takes a few seconds. I tried to go back to the loading screen that was from a video before this one, since last time it didn't work. I started with a black background and added in some text. For this main loading screen, I wanted to use the logo that I made and using Krita in a previous video. You could find those in the description. After doing that, here's what it looks like now. Obviously, it's kind of bland since there's no music, but I'll probably add it near the final end version of the game. After that, I decided to change the flashlight just a little bit more, so that the light is just a bit bigger than the old one. Now for this part, I unfortunately didn't record it, but I made several different low poly trees and imported them into Studio, colored, anchored them, and here's how they look now. These trees work really well for optimization, so for more low-end PCs or other devices should be able to run this game. After, I tried for several days straight to make a car, and it didn't work. Next, I finally started to look into making an AI, since I've not been doing that for months. Anyway, I decided to try and test it out using some videos. Obviously, this isn't completely what I was hoping, but this is what I can do for now. I'll probably add a little bit more later. After this, I wanted to try and test out my building skills, since one of the main parts of the game is going to be the building skills. So I needed a reference as a building, so I started out by finding some reference pictures and replicating them here. It took quite a long time to do these. I made 2 versions of these buildings, which look alike. Afterwards, I made this small church with pointed roofs, and a cone near the top of it. Afterwards, I wanted to test out the landscaping tool with the buildings, so I tested it out. The final image of it actually looks pretty nice. And that is what I have for this month. The game's going to be made likely soon, but I can't completely say when. Anyway, thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. It's an insane milestone. Anyway, I want to keep it short. You can consider liking, but it doesn't completely matter if you do or don't. Anyway, I'll hope I see you in the next one.